Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Jai Sri Gandhari Giridhari Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvajna Vinash Lakshmi Narasimha Bhakti Shiromani Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki Patuta Pavan Srila Prabhu Jai Gaur Premanandi Hare Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for Kirtana. Okay, so welcome to the session day 11 of Bhagavad Gita. Today we'll learn about chapter 10, which is the opulence of the Absolute. Here we'll learn more about the 6 qualities of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And also Krishna will explain more about devotional service to Arjuna in this chapter. Prabhuji will cover many of those things. Thank you, Prabhuji. You can start.
So once again, welcome to all. Sorry, in between, I'm a little bit feverish today. It might be disturbed in the middle also. So please excuse me. So today it is the chapter 10th, the opulence of the Absolute. Just by knowing the Lord, we'll be able to understand the opulence. By knowing the opulence, we'll be able to know the greatness of the Lord. So surrendering will not happen automatically. To surrender to the Lord, we should know the Lord and His opulence. So in this chapter, we'll be revealing it. You have seen something in the 7th chapter. So this chapter, whole chapter, it is this Vibhuti Yoga, we say. His complete opulence has been, not complete. In the ending, it's one more. Let me wait till the last slide. Okay. So let us try to understand this by prayers to Guru and Krishna. Please hold hands and along with me one can chant. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Aschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swamiti Name Nama Acharya Patani Tikruvataya Gaur Gadadamaya Nagaragramane Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girimetripadamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri As usual, in offer our prayers and gratitude to His Divine Grace, Abhicharan Aravind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. So by His mercy, we are able to know Krishna and His opulences and many things. In yesterday's chapter, Rajavidya, the most confidential knowledge, we saw that the Ptolemaic king, knowledge. To acquire the knowledge, the 2 main qualities, one is non-envious and faith. To have complete faith on the Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, words of Guru, and he should come from Parampara. Parampara means accepting the Acharyas and scriptures. Should be equally accepted. You cannot say that accept scriptures but not Guru, or else I'll accept Guru and not accept scriptures or Parampara. No, we have to accept all the 3, then only we'll be able to get revealed, understand this, then inconceivable relationship, the relationship between the Lord and the devotees and the demons, how they reciprocate and what is the result Krishna is going to give to them, and devotees, how they become Mahatmas. All these things we saw. And finally, non-worshippers. So fools deride that avajananti mura manushim tanamashruta, because Lord is coming in the form of a human born, coming in the human form, thinking that he is also an ordinary person like me, or else he can be a great person because he has done some great things. But where these demons can accept Krishna as the supreme person. Sorry to say, even many of us also are in the same category where we are not able to understand Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead, because we utilize our material mundane intelligence and try to understand that. So without the mercy of Guru and Krishna, it's very, very difficult to understand. That's why Krishna says, Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshayante te jnanam jnaninas tattvalashmi. Not surrendering to a spiritual master and taking the humble position and then accepting this knowledge, definitely Krishna reveals that in our heart. Today you can see how he reveals in the heart also. In glories of bhakti, so bhakti is very simple. And we saw how just by offering bhoga to the Lord, he gets very pleased. So whatever we prepare, even a glass of milk, some food, whatever we eat, just offering to him. Hey, he's Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. Why do he need? Is he waiting for our offerings? No. Still, when we offer, it is for our benefit. When we start offering, we build the relationship with the Lord. So definitely his mercy flows on us. Just becoming the true child of the Lord. Mama Ivamsha Jiva Loki Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We are all part and parcel of the Lord. So understanding this knowledge and surrendering unto him. Jiva Rasurapoy, Krishna. Okay. And in today's chapter, the most important, once again, I can say, it's opulence. So Krishna in this 6 chapters, what he has revealed here is not revealed anywhere in the whole Vedas, all the scriptures. That's why it is said Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the scriptures. And today there are the headings: hearing, essence of Gita, acceptance, and revealed. Without the mercy of Krishna, we cannot understand. And to understand this has to be revealed. Small story, I'll say. It is very subtle. It is not that Krishna is coming in front of us and revealing, so I should understand. Always we think in our material terminology, but it is not so. Actually, it is a subtle and it's a divine thing to understand. The story, you'll be able to understand this from the story. But see, this is a pastime. One thing you should understand, oh, this is how in the pastime you can see Lakshmi is doing this, she's also with ego. No. It's a small pastime to teach us a lesson or to give a message to us. That is it. Okay, once what happened in Vaikuntha, Lakshmi Devi and Narayana, they both were conversing, and Lakshmi Devi was massaging the feet of Narayana. While massaging, she said, my dear Lord, you know that the whole world is behind me. They're praying to me. Many, even they're not praying you. Everyone, each and every human being is praying to me that they need Lakshmi. Oh, that means then she says, I am so great. Krishna says, yes, my dear consort, you are so great. Even they reject me, but they need you. That's what we do now. So they even reject me, but definitely everyone accepts you. You are so great. And actually, while saying this, Krishna was smiling. And Lakshmi thought, oh, Lord is completely not believing this. So, okay, he might believe, but he's not accepting to this. So she says, Lord, please come with me. I'll show you how I'm so great, how everyone are running just behind me. So in the earthly planet, what happened? And house, one old person has died. So he's such a great person. He has, what I can say, he has done so much good to the village and to the town. Everyone, all the thousands of members have gathered there to see his last visit or darshan. So everyone are in deep sorrow. Even the family members are crying. Everyone are deep sorrow. And the son, he has shaven his head and he's holding the fire pot, and everyone are going. And 4 people are carrying that. And everyone are going. Nearly thousands where they are in that procession. Everyone are going. Then Lakshmi shows, see what will happen now. And just in some 100 meters away, she makes gold coins rain from the heaven. It's from the sky. The gold coins are just falling just 100 meters away. Seeing this, they were in so much sorrow, everyone just started running towards that gold coins. And that four relatives who were carrying the dead body, they also kept the dead body down and they started running. And the person, the son, was in a deep sorrow. Even he kept that fire pot, it started running. Whoever, of course, how much gold it becomes to this. Everyone running and they are just taking this. Lakshmi said, see, my dear Lord, however, they are fond of me. Even in such situation also, they are not able to give up me. And Lord says, yes, my dear Consort, you are really very great. But one question here, I have a doubt here. Why that dead body is not going? See, everyone are running behind you. Everyone are running behind that Lakshmi. But why the dead body is not going? And she says, because there is no life in the dead body. By now, Lakshmi Devi understood. The Lord says, who is making the life to being in the body? My dear Lord, it's you. Without life, Lakshmi is also useless. And that life source is Krishna. So without Krishna, no life. Clear? This is very subtle to know. Because Atma remains in the body only when Paramatma is with it. Once Paramatma moves out, the Atma just goes behind, the soul goes behind Paramatma. Mama Ivamsha. When there is fire, there is fire race. No sun, no race. Clear? The same without Paramatma, no life. Without Krishna, no life. It's a very subtle thing to understand. The source of everything for us, it is Krishna only. Then finally, Lakshmi Devi accepts. It's a message for us. That's it. It's small. Hashtag. Okay, now let us go. In today's acronym, HEAR, here, it is hearing, essence of Gita, acceptance, and readings. So, once again, hearing. In the 7th chapter, also, Krishna says, Tat Shruno, my dear Arjuna, because you are very dear to me, you are my friend and you are my disciple. I am revealing myself to you. I am very pleased with you. And now he's saying, I will reveal you all the happiness of life. I'll give you the essence, how to understand me, how to see me. Hear to me. Krishna wants Arjuna to hear. That is a message to us. Every day we have to read Bhagavad Gita and hear the message of Gita. We should hear the message of the Supreme Lord to understand. Not that this is one day process, lifelong process. Okay. What is the process to develop firm faith in Krishna? These are the things we're going to see in today's verses 1 to 7. Yesterday also we saw faith, the most important quality to develop the knowledge. Now, Krishna's mercy is essential, definitely. How to get free from sins, different qualities, be it good or bad, are all created by Krishna. Sometimes we get bewildered here. Yes, definitely. Good or bad, everything comes from Krishna. So anything wrong I'm doing, who's responsible for it? It is Krishna. Actually, demons think in this, but devotees understand in anything. It is the mercy of Krishna. Even my difficulties, even anything happens in my life, everything is the mercy of Krishna. It's a lesson to me to learn. Okay. Shlokas of section 1. Yetam vibhutim yogam cha mama yo vedi tattvataha so vikalpena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this, there is no doubt. It's very clear. Even Krishna is saying, who is attentively hearing this message, who is turning on his videos, sitting attentively hearing each and every word of this verses and the message of the Lord, definitely there is no doubt that he'll become devotee. And Krishna is assuring them. That's why from the day one, we were requesting each and everyone to turn on the videos. 18 days, 1 hour review. That is sufficient to make your life perfect. Once you hear the complete message of Bhagavad Gita, definitely there's no way you can escape from here. Because this is life. Who wants to suicide themselves? Only fools decide, isn't it? So Krishna is saying, definitely who hears my appearances and this message, he will be my devotee. attributes of faith. Faith in Krishna's existence. The beautiful design of the universe itself is enough to establish a faith in the existence of seeing the creation. Such wonderful flowers, beautiful, colorful flowers, and so sweet fruits. Who is giving all this? So, see, there are some demons, even accepting all the energies, all the appearances of Krishna, everything utilizing. Finally, they say there is no God. This is especially in the scientist category, they do this. Once, I think a scientist was Newton. Newton was some great scientist. He was a great devotee also. He was accepting Lord. So there was a conversation between two scientists. So this person said, oh, Lord is so great. See, such a wonderful creation, such a wonderful existence of this world. How this cosmos is rotating the sun, how it is just floating in the air. Unimaginable. And this other scientist, oh, what is this? Being a scientist, you're saying all this is God? No, this is nature. Everything, it has been happened by Big Bang. The foolish understanding of this. For example, what is Big Bang? Just two big planets have been dashed each other, and now the cosmos has been created. Just dashing or banging these two tables, you can't get 4 tables or 5 tables, beautiful tables, no, or chairs out of tables, something like that. No. So it is foolish thing, but he was not able to accept. He was arguing. Then, okay, this person who was a devotee, okay, he invited him next day for his house for lunch. Okay, the next day, the other scientist, atheist scientist, he came to this house. As soon as he opened the door, he was able to see the artificial cosmos. Such a wonderful, all the planets are floating. There is something, a light like sun, and everything is rotating to this. Was astonished, surprised to see this, and he called the scientist. My great this thing you have made arrangements of this cosmos, amazing it. And that person, he came and he said, oh, I did not know this. It was just created by itself. Now it has come, so amazing it is. This the atheist demon says, how can it come automatically? You only might have been arranged and created it. He says, no. Till yesterday night, nothing was there. As soon as you open the door, everything has been created. Everything automatically it came. He says, don't make me stupid. How can it come without your interference? You have done something, so it has been created so wonderfully arranged, and you are making fool out of it. Then this person says, it's not me. What kind of a fool are you? Something artificially I have created, and you are not able to believe that it has been created automatically. There is someone should be behind this. And the whole creation, so wonderfully it's created, and so many things is happening. And how could you think that without any interference of the Lord is this all are happening? How can you think there's no controller behind this? There's no creator behind this? And the scientists understood. Yes, there is God. Without God, nothing existence. The only thing, we should have the vision to see. Then faith in Krishna's relevance. He is the cause of all causes. He is the upholder. Brahma says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam is the cause of all causes. Only thing, completely surrender unto him. That is sufficient. He will take care of us. He is taking care of millions and millions of living entities. Are we giving some food to the animals which are staying in the forest? No. An elephant per day it eats somewhere around 500 quintals. Who is giving the food to the elephant? The small ant. Who is providing food to that ant? It is a Lord who can take care of everyone. Why not me? Do you think I'm such a demon? Such a atheist that Lord will not take care of me? Definitely will take care. Only thing, I should have faith, complete faith on him and surrender. Okay. Faith in Krishna's benevolence. To the extent we try to understand him, to the extent he extends his mercy upon us. How much you chat, so much more he reveals himself. How much you engage yourself in his service by offering Bhoga and offering the Prasadam to him and reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam in this way, he reveals himself. It's very clear. Not that you don't do anything from the day when you're just hearing the classes and you're not chanting. You're not offering anything to the Lord. Why will He reveal to you what the relationship that you and the Lord is having now? A small thing. Once, a new couples, they got married. After marriage, the wife was saying to the husband, "Oh, my dear husband, I love you." Oh, the husband was very happy. In the afternoon, she said, "My dear husband, I love you." Oh, he was very happy. The evening, she said, "My dear husband, I love you so much." And finally, he says, "Okay, I know that you love me very much. Keep your love in aside. You prepare some dish to me or get me a glass of coffee or tea so that I can have something." Love is not that just saying love, it's that you have to do the service to the Lord. You're able to understand? Not just always saying, "Lord, I love you." And whenever we go to the temple, something or the other you're asking to the Lord. And no, what you're giving to the Lord, what relationship that you're building with the Lord is more. Okay, these two things is enough. As soon as you get up in the morning, chant. One round, I am saying, it is by this thing you're doing one round. After that, when you develop the relationship with the Lord, it's up to you to do 2 rounds, 4 rounds, 8 rounds, 10 rounds, 16, whatever. It's up to you. But I request for one round. As soon as you get up, take a bath, get clean yourself, and you do one round. Then whatever you prepare the first, please offer to the. That is sufficient to make our life perfect. Okay. Then faith in Krishna's intelligence. Do everyone have faith that Krishna is intelligent than us? Definitely we should. Only atheists, demons don't have faith in the Lord. Krishna's plans and his decisions are always wiser than ours. Definitely. A small story I'll say to understand this. Once there's a king and a minister. They were going to hunting. They went to the forest to hunt. Meanwhile, what happened? This horse, it saw a black cobra. Seeing that, it just jumped and made the king to down, and it ran up. Meanwhile, the snake, black cobra, bited the finger of the king. And such a poisonous snake. Now, what can he do? He cannot go to the hospital or this thing. It takes a longer time. No, otherwise, the whole poison spreads his body now. So he takes his knife and he cuts off this. Then he's just suffering with the pain. It's bleeding heavily and everything is happening. Meanwhile, the minister is coming. He's taking a cloth and he's tying. Then finally, minister says, "My dear Lord, everything is for good." Just imagine, you are all suffering. Something happened to you, fell down, and your mother or father, as soon as you fell down, you are crying, and mother comes and says, "My dear child, everything is good. You're fallen down. It's good. Very good." How you feel? King became very angry on the minister. "I'm suffering like anything, and you're saying that everything is for good." He calls the soldiers and he says, "You arrest this minister and put him in the cage. So everything is good for him, you put him." And finally, he was imprisoned, and this king took some treatment. After a few days, after 3 days, something. See, he's very fond of hunting. The next day, once again, he went to hunting. On that day, what happened? There were some tribals in the forest. They attacked the king and started carrying him. And he's shouting, he's screaming, "Oh, you tribals, whom do you think I am? I am the king of this place. You leave me." But they're not able to understand anything. The language, they're not able to understand. Everyone is tying him and carrying him. Actually, they are doing a festival there. And for that festival, they need Narabali. Narabali in the sense, sacrificing the human being. So that is their rituals. So they are carrying him. They made him to take bath in some sanctified water and everything. They're making a different dress. Their dress, tribal's dress, beliefs dress. So they're dragging him 2 hands out. He's screaming that, "I am this king. You cannot understand, you fools. What is this?" In this way, he's screaming, screaming, screaming. But they're dragging him. They brought him near that Balipita, what we say, the stage where they keep the head of the goat or animal. They keep his chest and his head has been cut, and one person takes the big knife to cut his head. As soon as he says no, he shows his left hand. "No, no, no, please leave me. Please excuse me. I'm the king. Leave me." The head of that tribal, he'll see the hand of that king and he's not having a finger. As soon as seeing the finger without finger, he says, "Stop, stop, stop." His body is not complete. You cannot give anything incomplete to the goddess Kali. You cannot offer him. So he's useless. Living. Just imagine the position of the king now. His soldiers was not able to help him. His position, kingly position, was not able to help. Only thing which helped him is he has lost his finger. Only that has been helped him now. His head. Understood that. Yes, what minister said was perfect. That everything is good for us. He runs to the kingdom. He releases the minister and says, "My dear minister, you are such a wise person, such a great personality. You always guide me in the right direction. It is only me not understand you properly. I arrested you. Today, without my finger, my head was saved. If I had complete body, my head might have been chopped." And he says, that king asked one question to minister. "Yes, minister, you're so wise and you're so good and great devotee of the Lord. Even then you were arrested. You have been imprisoned for 3 days. Do you think even this is good?" Minister says, "Yes, my dear Lord. Even this is good." Now once again he becomes disturbed. "How is this, minister? How can this be good to you?" He says, "For example, if you had not arrested me, even I might have been joined with you for the forest for hunting. You'd not had your thumb, so they excused you. But I have everything in my body. They might have got hold of me, they might have chopped my head. So imprisoned also is good for me now, because my life also has been saved." In this way, something happens in our life. We shouldn't think that is something great disaster has happened in our life. No, it's good. Something wrong is happening, it's good for us, because something bigger thing is going to happen in our future. Krishna is protecting us by a small thing. And thus, when you become a devotee, you'll be able to see all these things. Definitely, Krishna is intelligent than us. And many other things also. See, no time, so I'm just going further. See, you can see our the creation of our body also, the eyes, the nose, the mouth. Just think, imagine, my mouth is behind, backside. What will happen? I should see here and keep backside. I should see here and keep backside. Isn't it? So how wonderfully Krishna has created. You can see other animals also. The requirement of the animal, how it is the same way. And see the tongue of a frog. It goes such a long distance just to catch hold of the flies. And how it needs Krishna has created in the same way. And it is sticking. And it can swim. It can go within the water also, on the land also. He has created in such a way where it can breathe within and outside. So many things Lord has done. And it is everything for the living entity's benefit. Being human beings, why will not Lord help us? Whatever is doing in our life, whatever is coming in our life, is everything for good. It's one thing, if you understand, definitely will be the dearest of dear devotees of the Lord. The more one hears, the more one becomes fixed in devotional service. This is the life lessons. To understand Krishna and his teachings in Bhagavad Gita, we need Krishna's blessings. Without Krishna's mercy, we cannot. So that's why every day we offer our respects to Guru and Krishna. Then it's a great fortune of the living entity to come in contact with Bhagavad Gita and associate with devotees. Definitely, we're all here. We're all very, very fortunate souls. Don't think by mistake you have come here. No. Krishna says, Brahmanda Brahmita Kona Bhagyava Jiva Guru Krishna Prasadi Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. There are thousands who have attended, who are in this group and who have come across this message. Not that everyone have taken it up. Only fortunate souls has this opportunity to hear the message of the Lord. And then he becomes more fortunate or unfortunate by his decisions, whether to implement in our life or not. Clear? In essence of Bhagavad Gita. This is the 4 shlokas where Krishna says, essence of Bhagavad Gita, Chatushloka. What is the result of knowing Krishna's opulence? What is pure devotion? To whom Krishna gives intelligence to attain him? How to come out of ignorance? All these 4 shlokas. You can just see. You can see here. Krishna is saying, Aham sarvasya prabhu matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Aham sarvasya prabhu. I am the Swami. I am the proprietor of all. It will be material or spiritual. Complete creations. I am the proprietor. I am the Swami of everything. And iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. A person who is knowing this, definitely he will engage himself in this. In my devotional service and worship me. There's no doubt. And one thing, we are fortunate. Many will think, "Arey, what fortunate do I have?" Definitely, we are all very fortunate. This knowledge was not revealed even to great, great rishis. Great, great Mahatmas also has not been revealed. Well, forget about rishis. Even Lord Brahma was the first living entity of this universe. Even he was unknown of this knowledge. Then Krishna revealed to him. So once, what happened when in this Dwaraka, when Krishna was in Dwaraka, Brahma came to meet him. The doorkeeper stopped him. Then Brahma said, "You go and ask the permission from the Lord that I want to meet him." So you say that Brahma asked. Okay. The doorkeepers went inside and they came and asked. Lord is asking which Brahma. He was just surprised to hear that. Which Brahma? There's only one Brahma in this whole universe, and you are saying which Brahma? You won't say Chaturmukha Brahma, 4 heads Brahma. So he's feeling so great. I have 4 heads. I am greatest of all the living entities in this universe. Okay, say go and say Chaturmukha Brahma. Then after a while, the doorkeeper says, "Yes, you have permission." Then he goes inside and he gives obeisances to the Lord, and finally he wants to know this. "My dear Lord, while entering, you sent a message that you asked, which Brahma? Why is that? I'm the only Brahma who's taking care of this whole universe. And why did you ask this question?" Then Krishna just smiles on Brahma and he says, "Yes." He just closes his eyes and meditates for a while. And meanwhile, what happens? There are millions and millions of swans are flying and coming in all the directions. And there are millions and millions of Brahma sitting on the swan. They are coming. One Brahma is having 108 heads. One is having 1 lakh heads, 1 million heads. In this way, this 4-headed Brahma's head is all rotating now. What is this happening? So all the Brahmas coming, they're offering respects to Lord by just keeping their helmets on the head of lotus feet of the Lord. And finally, all the Brahmas are asking, "My dear Lord, what is your instructions?" Then Krishna says, "Just I want to meet everyone at a time." So just meditated, everyone gave a message to come. And everyone says, okay, they just gave their obeisances and everyone left. And Brahma just falls to the feet of Lord. He stands on his knees and he just opens folded hands. He says, "I was so egoistic that thinking that I am the only Brahma, great Brahma having 4 heads. I came to know today that I am so insignificant." And Krishna says, there are innumerable universes. All the universes are bigger than your universe, and all the universes are more complicated. So they have millions of heads to understand the intricacies of that creation. You are the smallest of all Brahmas. And this is the position of our Brahma. Then what is the position of mine? Always we say, I am great. I am the head of this family. Without me, nothing happens. I do that, I do this. No, so egoistic. That's why once we come to the knowledge, we become humble. Automatically, we become humble. Just once we start reading the scriptures and understanding our position, then we will be able to understand how insignificant our Brahma was the first creator. He is so insignificant, what to speak of me who's been created by him. Just sitting somewhere here, the whole creation. I don't have much time to explain this. This one verse is sufficient to take for 1 hour. So much of message is there in this one verse. So Krishna is the Swami, he is the Akhilanda Koti Brahman. He is the source of everything. The first story we understood. He is the main source of our life. That means everything is dependent on my life. A dead body, what it can do. I'm dependent on completely. And that life source itself is Krishna. That means everything is Krishna. Yeah. Then next Krishna says, after knowing this knowledge, what my devotees do? Machittamadgata prana bodhayantascha prasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti jaramanti cha. Only happiness that gives to the devotees is always conversing between the Lord, conversing the message of the Lord. When 2 devotees gather, 2 devotees meet, what do we do? What do we do? Oh, which movie do you see? What is happening in our neighbor's house? What is this? What is the news today? These are the questions that we ask. But when 2 devotees meet, Start relishing the pastimes of Lord. You should hear this Bhagavatam, where as soon as Vidura comes, he meets Uddhava, he has the pastimes of the Lord. Then he goes to Maitreya, he has there. It's only conversation of the Lord's pastimes. You see Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadeva Goswami, Shaunaka Rishi, and Sutta Goswami, and many, many hundreds. Whenever two devotees meet, they just start conversing or relishing the pastimes of Supreme Lord. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. This is the enlightenment. This is the knowledge. Don't ever think that going to the school and reading something about mathematics, history, science, this is knowledge. There's all science. When there is no presence of Krishna, everything becomes ignorance. Only something you are getting revealed or understanding about Krishna, the creator, the Supreme Lord. That is a real knowledge. I don't know how far you'll be able to understand. Even I took many, many years to come to this level. Definitely, sincerely you chant, that is sufficient. You'll be able to get revealed. Who am I? What am I? Otherwise, we just in this illusory world, we are just suffering like dogs and cats always. Janma, mriti, jara, vyadhi. Birth, death, old age, disease. That's it. No other thing. In this cycle, we are just suffering. Only thing we should become devotees. Once we become devotees, once we start taste in the Lord's message, start hearing more and more about the Lord, every day reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, hearing more and more about the Lord, what happens? Krishna, what he does? Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam yenamam upayantite. Tesham satatayuktanam, constantly engaging in the Lord's service. Bhajatam priti purvakam. Priti purvakam means with love. Don't think just, oh, Prabhu is asked to offer some milk or fruits to the Lord, keep in front of the Lord and take. Now it has become prasadam. No. The bhava that we should have, the emotion to the Lord, the relationship with the Lord, the love to the Lord, lovingly serving to the Lord. That's why Krishna says here, Priti Purvakam, with love, when you start serving the Lord. What he does? Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tamenamam Upayantite. He gives the knowledge, the understanding within our heart as Paramatma. See, to those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the surrendering. I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Finally, we'll be liberated from this material world just by loving him, just serving him with love. You can see the devotees, they're so blissful doing the kirtan and dancing. Who's giving that bliss? Just Krishna. He is the Ananda Swarupa. It's a form of bliss. Once you touch the current, definitely you have this electric shock. Also touch the same wave just by touching the Lord, touching the name of the Lord, touching the message of the Lord, you feel the bliss within us because he's the form of bliss. Here now Krishna says how he reveals in the heart. Teshamevanu partam aham ajnanacham tamaha nashayamyatma bhavasto jnanadipena bhasvata. To show them special mercy, I dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. It is a darkness when the sun rises, automatically, how much ever the darkness is, it has just vanished like it. The ignorance that we have, once we see the presence of the Lord in our heart, automatically everything is vanished. So it is said, Krishna, Suryara Saman, Mayara Andakar. Maya is something like Andakar. Yaha Surya, na Mayara Adhikar. Where there is sun, never there can be Maya. Never there can be any illusion in us. Only thing Krishna's presence should be. So we have to invite the Lord to our heart. He's already there. Only thing we have to start executing ourselves in the Lord's service, purifying ourselves. Chanting is the only process for this Kali Yuga. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamahadavagni nirvaparam. The contamination from the heart has been cleaned. Then we'll be able to see that it is not that we are impure. We are pure, something like a diamond. But when the diamond is being covered with the dust, for example, cow dung, how much ever the cow dung you are putting something, then the light of the diamond is not there. Once you start removing the cow dung, automatically it shines out. The same way is our position. Once we start chanting and offering to the Lord and taking the relationship of the Lord, associating the devotees in this way, automatically we get revealed ourselves and we shine like this. We come out with a bright sun of this ignorance. Okay. Now 3 O's, progress in bhakti. Only goal, life, Krishna, the Supreme Personality. Actually, this is the only goal, but in ignorance, we don't know. We think that, oh, I should become a multimillionaire, I should have purchased a house, or have a vehicle, get married, get children. Something, this is our goal, we think, but that is all because of our ignorance. And only qualification required, be sincere and devoted to the activities of devotion. Don't pretend. There's no use in pretending, having a good tilak and having a, not for you, even after coming for a while. Many start pretending to show to others that I am a no, there's no use in it. Only thing you have to be very sincere in. Yeah, and only expectation to fulfill. One should perform some sort of work for Krishna with love. As I was saying, there's no use in saying, I love you, I love you. You have to serve. Not just always chanting is also nothing, but you have to offer prasad. You have to have a love to him. Wherever you go outside, you think, my Lord is starving today. I have to go and offer something to him. You have to come in a hurry and offer. That's why you need the association of the devotees. Then you'll see them. Some devotees, they come for these functions. They'll be, it's something like a mother without the child, something you can see the cow without the calf. They'll be struggling like anything. Oh, it's getting late, letting get. What happens, Mataji? Stay for a while. No. I have to offer to my Jagannath. I have to go. So that is the love. That is a relationship they have. That's why we need the association of devotees to understand all these things. It's all very subtle. We see them as a idol, as a doll or something. But actually, Lord is within the photo, within the deities. He reciprocates. When you get or you engage in the Lord's service, He reveals that I am here. In many stories, it's not only the pastimes of old age. Even now, today, there are so many millions of pastimes Lord is doing with all the devotees. Only thing we should have the vision to see. Even some years back, there's a story in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan and Puri and Dwarka, so many pastimes are happening even today. So once what happened, see, in this Vrindavan, they have a tradition that every girl will be having one deity. That is Laddu Gopal. They'll be lovingly serving. So when they become old, no, they cannot serve. So they give their deities to their daughter-in-law. So the daughter-in-law was serving. So see, modern people, how they serve, they don't have anything, but by the compulsion or by the force of mother-in-law, she's doing. Once while taking on Ekadashi, they do Abhishekam. While doing this, by mistake, she left Laddu Gopal and he fell down. And mother-in-law's heart broke. Oh my, Lala, what happened to her? She was just taking that deity and she was embracing that Laddu Gopal. And this daughter-in-law is thinking, what this? My mother-in-law has been disturbed. Okay, see, she cannot say openly. No? She says, nothing happened, man, nothing happened. Then she says, you go and get the doctor. Doctor will check what has happened to them. Deity has fallen down and she's asking to get the doctor. She actually said, daughter-in-law laughs at her. Okay, because at least to pacify, she's becoming very old. No? She'll never accept anyone's words. Only thing, whatever she says, everyone should do. And finally, they'll go to a doctor. They'll say that, see, this way happened. Just come there and say, nothing has happened to Lalla. He's fine. That is sufficient. We'll pay you the fees also. Okay. The doctor comes to the house. He comes, he sees this deity and he says, oh, everything is fine. Leg, hand, everything is fine. Wonderful. Yes, take nothing, no problem to the Lalla. She says, Arey, what kind of a doctor you are? Just seeing and saying, there's something you should have in the ears and you should touch and say, no, the stethoscope. That way only you have to check, no? We are not checking with the stethoscope. And he says, okay, stethoscope also for this? Fine. He keeps the stethoscope. Okay, I'll see, check for the Lalla. He just keeps on the details and keeps on the heart of Lalla. He was astonished. You could hear the heartbeat of. He was surprised with this. At once he was sitting on a chair. He just came down, standing on his knees. With full respect, he's saying, taking that Lalla. My dear mother, Lalla is fine now. with full respect he takes and offers his obeisances to the Lord. Even today it is happening. Because that mother-in-law, that old lady has so much of faith on the Lord, is reciprocating, yes, my dear devotee, I am here with you. I am taking your services. So then daughter-in-law also, then from that day they started serving the Lord with love. So in this way, old people don't think our ancestors were fools. Oh, superstitious, they started serving photos, doing pujas. Why do we need pujas? Why do we need this kind of offerings? Actually, in those days, no, while going outside the house, they used to give, even today in ISKCON, many devotees you can do, that's why you need association. While going outside, they give the obeisances to the Lord. They take the permission. I'm going outside, my dear Lord, please protect me. For this is work I'm going. See, please take care that everything should happen good. They go do all the work. They come to the house, once again give the obeisances to the Lord. And they say, by your mercy, everything went on well, my dear Lord. This way, every day having the relationship with the Lord. Don't think this is all something superstitious or ignorant people do this. No, God reveals to them who have faith. Okay, this kind of hundreds and millions of stories are there. No time. Okay, when you continue with us, you'll have many, many such kind of things. Lessons to learn. If one wants to progress in Krishna consciousness, then one should consider Krishna and his name ordinary. You shouldn't think that his name and Krishna is ordinary. Everything is the same. Krishna and Krishna's name is no difference. And Krishna and Bhagavad Gita's message are no difference. Anything which is touched by the Lord is transcendental. Anything, so for example, you can see the switch and light. When you just on the switch, you think the light is on? No, there's a current passing. When the current is not passing, there's no light. Clear? So anything which touches Krishna, it's all transcendental. Even the Aarti plate becomes transcendental. Okay, devotees don't waste time in mundane things. Rather, they utilize their time in hearing and conversing about Krishna. We saw that. If we are devotees, definitely we should engage more and more Krishnas. When there are two devotees meet, you should ask, how was your chanting? How did you chant and what are you doing now? Something like this. And one should be sincere and should perform some sort of work for Krishna with love. So if you don't do this, then yes, something as we say for ancestors, we do superstitiously. Yes, something is there, you have to chant. No love means it's of no use. You should have a relationship. Okay, acceptance. Now, Arjuna's question. Describe your opulence. How shall I think of you? How shall I know you? This question. See here, the question of Arjuna. Arjuna vacha param brahma param dhamma pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adidevam majam vibhum. He's asking, he's accepting Krishna and completely. That is param brahma param dhamma. You are the supreme Lord and your abode is the supreme abode. Pavitram, you are the purest of all pure. Paramam bhavan, you are the supreme of all. Purushottama, you are the only Purushottama. Bhaktaram yagna tapasam sarvalokamesh. You are the only Purushottama. Shashvatam, you are eternal. You are Divyam. You are transcendental. Adidevam, you are the Lord of all Lords. Ajam Vibhum, I accept completely. Now Arjuna continues, because we might think that Arjuna is friend of Krishna, so he is glorifying his friend. He says, Ahastvam Rishaya Sarve Devarshir Naradastata Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. My dear Lord, it's not only me. It is all the Rishis, all the great Rishis, the Sapta Rishis, Devarshir Narada, Asito, Devalo, Vyasa. Everyone accept this. Now finally, you are yourself, you are revealing that you are the supreme Lord of all. Aham sarvasya prabho matta sarvam pravartate. I completely accept this. And to understand this Bhagavad Gita, we should accept Krishna as Arjuna is accepting. We don't accept in this way. This just Bhagavad Gita becomes an ordinary message for us. Till then, we don't accept Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. That's why there's so many interpretations in Bhagavad Gita. There are hundreds and thousands of editions, but still no Bhagavad Gita is authentic because we are not devotees. Krishna reveals only to the devotees. Bhaktyamam avijanati avanyasmi tat. As it is, it will be revealed only to devotees, not to others. Clear. What leads to transformation of our heart and mind? How can we make Krishna as the center of our life? We have to follow the footsteps of Arjuna. Bhakti is joyful and fruitful, definitely. We should go in the footsteps of the pure devotee. There's so many hundreds of stories to say this. In Bhagavatam also it says, Mahajana Gata Satantaha. Just follow in the footsteps of the great Mahatmas. Definitely you'll reach the same thing. For example, follow the Google map, you'll reach your destination. Yes, isn't it? The same way, follow the Mahatmas, we will reach our destination, the Supreme. Because they are going before us, just we are following them. They reach the Supreme Abode, and we are also behind them, we reach the Supreme Abode. Prabhupada says many times, he was saying that there was a conversation within devotees. So he was saying you have to chant. They are all natures and yavanas. Westerners, how can they chant Krishna, and especially the Chinese? They cannot, even today, they cannot say Krishna. They say Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. I mean, this way, they cannot even pronounce. But Lord is so mercifully, he accepts them also. It says, so for them, it used to take a longer time to chant. Then they were requesting Prabhupada. Prabhupada was saying that you have to chant 16 rounds per day. Actually, spiritual master Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Prabhupada used to say 64 rounds per day, minimum to be a devotee. And Prabhupada reduced to 16 rounds. Okay, you're all Westerners. I know that. Very difficult to chant these names. You cannot do that. Okay, you can chant 16 rounds. Prabhupada, please show mercy on us. We cannot do this. And Prabhupada says, okay, 12 rounds. He said, Prabhupada, please, see some mercy on us. No, sorry, I'm mistaken. So first he says to chant 64 rounds. He says, nowhere will be. The whole day, 24 hours, it takes us to chant 64 rounds. Actually, 8 hours it takes. For 24 hours also, he may not be able to please show mercy. And then he comes down. He comes, okay, 48 rounds. Then he says, no, man. Prabhupada, please. Okay, 32 rounds. Prabhupada, please show mercy on us. 32 rounds, where can we chant? And finally he says, 16 rounds. This is ultimate, you cannot reduce. Prabhupada, please. We cannot do even 16 rounds. And Prabhupada says, sorry, I cannot reduce them this. If it's not possible, how much possible to you? You just chant and catch hold of my dhoti. I'll take back you. What? How much is possible to you? You chant and catch hold of my dhoti. I'll take back you to spiritual world. And there are many pastimes. The disciples of Prabhupada, when they gave up their Krishna consciousness, some of the other devotees came, they brought him back. And in the end of his life, when he was struggling, he was in the hospital. Even then he was chanting and doing. In the end, when his life was going, he just opened his eyes bigger. And he saw, he was just in a coma something. He just came out of his coma. He opened his eyes bigger and he said, Prabhupada, have you come? Just the end of his life, he said that and just gave up his body. Prabhupada never misses his words. Even if Prabhupada misses, Krishna will never allow the devotee's words to come untrue. So at the time of death of his disciple, it was still Prabhupada who came and he took him back. Only thing, we should have complete faith in the Guru and Krishna. Okay, there are many stories too. Story it is a real incidents. Things. Okay, why is Arjuna asking question for common people? For us, we are very conditioned and atheist. No? We don't believe. For our sake, now he's asking, Krishna, show your opulence. Okay, for the sake of devotees who taste the nectar, and for the devotees who relish by hearing more and more about the Lord's message, and for personal observation, for the Arjuna to observe more on the Lord's meditation, he is asking more questions. Lesson to learn: acceptance of Krishna as the supreme pure leads to transformation of our heart and mind. Once we try to understand the reality of Krishna, that is the supreme, he is the purest, he is the Paramam Bhavan, everything is, automatically our heart gets purified by this message. And Bhagavad Gita should be understood in the Parampara system. It should be understood. And that is by Parampara, by a pure devotee. Prabhupada, from the first page to the last page, he says, without the guidance of a devotee, we may not be able to understand Bhagavad Gita. I hope even before joining these sessions, you might have read Bhagavad Gita once, twice, thrice. When I take these Kannada sessions, they say that, oh, I have read for 4 times, but still I'm not able to understand. But when you're hearing from here, I'm able to understand. Definitely, we need some help of the devotees to understand. Then hearing about Krishna is fruitful only when person practically performs bhakti. Without chanting, without offering, without waking up morning, Nothing can you achieve. It only becomes a message. It becomes only what I can say, gali. It's aerial message. That's it. Only thing you should execute in our life. Engage ourselves in science. Then Krishna reveals his appearance to Arjuna. How can we see Krishna? Not possible to understand Krishna's greatness by our limited senses. As I said previously, we have four defects. We have limited senses, then we are in illusion, so we commit mistakes, and we have a tendency to cheat. These four defects is always there with us. So it's very difficult to understand Krishna. And Krishna resides in our heart. He's residing in our heart. He makes us to get revealed. And everything apparent, beautiful, and powerful spring from the spark of Krishna. The story of that a scientist will be able to help, right, make you to help understand better, I think. So anything comes out, whatever we see in our eye, whatever we smell, whatever we taste. So everything is Krishna. So Krishna says here. See, for this you have to read the chapter. You have to read the PDF or you have to hear the audio or something like this. So I cannot take in this 1 hour complete section. So I'm taking just one shloka which is important. Not important, what we need in this. Maharshinam Bhraguraham Giram Asmi Ekam Aksharam Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi Stavaranam Himalaya. Of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. Out of great sages, I am Bhrigu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of all the mantras, I am Om. That's why you see any astotra, any mantra, without Om, there is nothing. Ultimately, you are surrendering to the Lord Krishna. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy name Japa. For this reason, this shloka has been picked. Krishna is saying, of all the sacrifices, I am Japa. Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi. When you're chanting, it is equivalent that every day we are sacrificing. Every day we have a big Agnihotra and doing what I can say, thousands and thousands of liters of ghee has been offered and wood has been offered, and even all the 33 crore devatas has pleased, Lord is pleased. And they do yajna for years and years. And every day we are doing such kind of yajna by just chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the potency of the Supreme Lord's holy names. And of immovable things, I am the Himalayas. In this way, he says many, many things he says. And in intelligence, I am the intelligent. I am the life force. And among all the senses, I am mind. And in water bodies, I am ocean. And among the animals, I am lion. Among the birds, I am eagle. And among the munis, I am Narada Muni. And among the chanting, I am the holy name. And among the demons, I am Prahlad Maharaj. In this way. And among the rivers, I am Ganga. So many things. Among the weapons, I am Vajrayudha. You should read the chapter, you'll be able to understand. Okay, sing Krishna everywhere. By this, what happens? Even by drinking water, we can experience Krishna. Even by eating something, we can experience Krishna. Even seeing something beautiful, it is Krishna. So hearing anything good, it is Krishna. Everything is Krishna. Clear? So you can see here as Ganga, as death, as silence, as spiritual science. Everything is Krishna. Even silence is Krishna. Some voice is also Krishna. Nothing is there than this Krishna. That's why many times they say, oh, Krishna is everywhere, Krishna is everything. This way we think, what kind of a fool is he? Because he's incomplete. We are not in his platform. We think he is fool, but he'll be thinking that these fools are not able to understand. No, that is the situation. So always devotee thinks, all are ignorant people are struggling like donkeys and pigs, eating whatever they need, and they are struggling in this material world. They go and preach to them, please chant Hare Krishna, take this Bhagavad Gita, come to the temple, chant and see the greatness of the Lord. But they'll be thinking, what kind of fools are you, always chanting and dancing on the roads? You are all fools. You don't know how to spend the life. You have to earn more. You have to become rich. And this is a dog race. Prabhupada says a dog race, running. What for? Don't know, just running, earn more. What for earning more? Why to have this material wealth and more? Engage more and more in the Lord's service. Utilize the time in the Lord's service. Okay, we need to purify our senses to appreciate the greatness of Krishna. Our senses to be purified. Without this, we may not be able to see the Lord. If you don't see the Lord, then we may not appreciate the Lord also. Yeah, Arjuna is not in ignorance, but we can come out of this ignorance by practicing. Definitely, Arjuna is not in ignorance. He is the dear friend of Krishna. Why will we be in ignorance? Arjuna, Krishna is making Arjuna in that situation, in that position. He's making to stand in that position so that he can give this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita for us who are very conditioned and ignorant people. To understand this, he has made Arjuna in that. When we engage according to the instructions of Krishna, definitely will come our progress in our life. All things from Brahma to small ant are existing due to Krishna, entering in them as so. So from Brahma to the small living entity, it is only Krishna. Without his interference, without his entrance, there's no life. So I should show this Goloka chat also. I was saying about the expansion. So when Mahavishnu, when he breathes out, so exhales and inhales. When he exhales, there are millions of universes come out of his body. And everything is lifeless. There's no life in it. Then he expands himself as Garbhodaya Kashaya Vishnu and enters each and every universe. That universe is the Paramatma of that universe. Then from his navel, the lotus sprouts and Brahma has been created. Then Brahma is the secondary creator. He fills all the planets, 14 planets with living entities according to their previous karmas. Then even they are lifeless. Then Garbhodaya Kashaya Vishnu expands himself to Shirodaya Kashaya Vishnu. He enters each and every living entity and each and every atom. And everything becomes life. So without Krishna, there is no life. Even for the universe. Not only to me. He is residing in the heart as a Paramatma. That's why I'm able to speak. I'm able to think. I'm able to walk. I'm able to do everything. No Paramatma is a dead body. That is it. Nothing else. So you shouldn't think, oh, Atma and Paramatma both are same. No, both are different. Because without being a devotee, you cannot understand all these things. So many have many theories for this. They say, oh, Lord, and you living entity both are same. I'm in ignorance. When I get the intelligence, I'll become Lord. That is also false theory. Okay. So many things to understand. Let us go further. Atava bahunaitena kim yatena tavarjuna Vistabhyamidam Krishnam Ekam Shena Sthito Jagat. The most important thing. Now Arjuna is saying, sorry, Krishna is saying to Arjuna. Because Arjuna is asking many questions. No? Now Krishna is saying, but what is the need, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? Why do you want such a detailed knowledge of this creation and everything? How is that? How is this? Everything. Arjuna, try to understand. With a single fragmental of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Krishna is having millions and millions of energies. And just as one energy is just pervading the whole universe. The Paramatma of this whole universe is Garbhodaya Kashaya Vishnu. Without Garbhodaya Kashaya Vishnu, this huge universe which is containing all the 14 planetary systems, the sun, moon, everything, whatever is, everything is lifeless without that Garbhodaya Kashaya Vishnu. Krishna says, all this is my small particle of my strength or my energy. Just imagine, how could we even imagine the Lord? It's beyond our imagination also. We are something like a frog in a well. And we are trying to understand something about the ocean. It's never ever possible to understand this. So we have to accept whatever the frog which has come from the ocean and saying that ocean is a huge water body. Yes, my dear frog, I understand. I'm not able to even imagine that because I have not come out of this well. So we have not come out of this material world. So we are not able to understand. Because here in this, sitting in this one universe, it's so huge. See, for example, you think Mahavishnu's body emanates millions and millions of universes. And take an example of one universe, like our universe. And within that, there are hundreds and millions of planets. Don't think only 14 planets. There is other subplanets and many things. So many planets. And among all the planets, there's one planet called Earth. In that Earth, there's so many continents. In that, so many continents. So many countries. In there, so many countries. India is one country. And in that India, there are so many states. And one state is Karnataka. And in that state, there are so many places, cities. And one is Bangalore, where I'm sitting, I'm saying. Then in that Bangalore city, there are so many other places. And there is one place like this HBR layout. And in that HBR layout, I have one house. And within that house, sitting in 2 by 2. Just that is my size. No? And we think that I know God, I'm equal to God. How foolish is this? How insignificant I am. How ignorant I am. So that's why we need Bhagavad Gita. Without Bhagavad Gita knowledge, only ego develops us. He becomes very egoistic, that pride. I am the great. I am great of all. I can do this. I can do that. So without Krishna, we are only a dead. Nothing we can do. Yeah, this is what Krishna is saying in this chapter. The final conclusion, Bhagavad Gita chapter 10. We learned how to concentrate on Krishna by hearing. Hear more, concentrate more, we'll know more, we'll learn more. Bhakti is joyful and fruitful, but should be implemented. Here, definitely, and is practically in life. Implement practically. Without doing that just by hearing, it's of no use. After hearing, execute it. Engage in the Lord's service. Then one should accept the message of Bhagavad Gita as Arjuna accepted. As Arjuna is accepting Krishna as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, same way I should accept Krishna as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, then only I'll be able to understand this. Then eagerness is the qualification to progress in that. Utsaha nishaya dhairya. That's what Rupa Goswami said. Without utsaha, without being eager to know, it only becomes a time pass. Something they're saying good, some good stories are coming out of it. Let me hear. That is it. It's only a time pass. Nothing, no transformation of us. Only we start implementing. Definitely, when you show our eagerness to hear more, attentively turn on your videos, attentively try to hear this, try to understand, try to engage ourselves in Lord's service. Definitely, we can see the difference. You can see our transformation day after day after day, how I'm changing myself, how ignorant I was, and how intelligent I'm becoming. We'll be able to see the difference. Okay. And in today's acronomy, HEAR here is for the attributes of faith, essence of Gita, acceptance, and our Lord reveals. And what is tomorrow? And tomorrow is another important chapter, that is Vishwarupa. Many think, oh, Krishna is shown in the form of universe. We have to see how we showed this. So tomorrow you'll be able to see this universal form. So how Krishna is showing, how he's explaining that, and how Sanjaya is watching this, how he's explaining to Dhritarashtra, and how Arjuna is watching. Don't think everyone has seen the same thing. You tomorrow will see this. So Krishna reveals only that much, how much you're surrendering. Krishna, you can see tomorrow how is revealing to Arjuna and to all the devatas and the vision of Arjuna, the divine vision. What is the difference between our vision and the divine vision? Many things tomorrow will be able to see. Okay, now there's a quiz link. So I request each and everyone to please participate in it. Okay, just attend this. Okay, now let us chant once Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Vede Ramayane Chaiva Purane Bharate Tata Adavante Cha Madhye Cha Hari Sarvatra Giyate. This is said in Harivamsha Vilas. What is this? Throughout the Vedas, the Ramayana, the Puranas, and the Mahabharata, from beginning to end, and everywhere in between, only the name and the glories of the Supreme Lord Sri Hari are chanted. This is the essence of all the Vedas. Krishna says, Vedesha sarvam aham eva vedya vedanta krut veda vityeva chaham in the 15th chapter. He is the source, the essence of all the Vedas, all the Puranas, all the scriptures, all the Itihasas, everything. That's what Acharyas are saying. Sanatana Goswami is saying in this Harivamsha Vilas. He says that it is Krishna, it is the holy names of Sri Hari everywhere, in all the Puranas, all the scriptures. It is the essence of all Vedas. That's why we need a guru. We need a parampara. Even Brahma read the Vedas 3 times to understand. First he read with his 4 heads, and he finally concluded that it is Karma Kanda. Then for the second time he read. He said, oh, this is Jnana Kanda. It is full of knowledge. And for the 3rd time he understood, it is Bhakti Kanda. Karma Kanda, Bhakti Kanda, everything is helping to make us to surrender to the Lord and love Him. So it is ultimate is Bhakti Kanda. In that way, even Brahma took 3 times to understand this Vedas. So the essence of everything is very simple. great acharyas, the lords, all the demigods, all the rishis, saptarishis, mahatmas, everyone are revealing to us. Only thing we have to accept and take this seriously and make our life perfect. Okay. Our Lakshmi Narasimhadev, Bandarika Giridhari, ISKCON HBR. Now, if you have any questions, please do raise. And meanwhile, you can see some announcements from Chandrasekhar. Yes, Chandrasekhar.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for a nice explanation. I'll share the report first.
Yes,
I hope you are able to see my screen, Prabhuji.
yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yesterday, around 80 devotees attended the session. 45 of them attended the quiz, and 33 did the chanting. 27 performed the Naivedya, Prabhuji. And two questions, Prabhuji, from the session from yesterday's feedback.
Yes, Prabhu.
Vinod Prabhu is asking, chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva is same as Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That's his question.
Yes, everything is same. I have said many times. Lord's name is all same, equally potent. But for our disease, for our Kali Yuga, it's only Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Don't think by chanting other names, I'll not get benefited. Yes, you might get benefited, but you may not be possible to liberate from this Kali Yuga or this material world. Only by chanting Hare Krishna, you can get the full benefit. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Then Praveen Kumar Prabhu is asking, what is the significance of applying Nama, like Tilaka on forehead, by all devotees of ISKCON? And how is it different from Tilaka or Vibhuti?
There is different paramparas and different rituals where they follow. Accordingly, they put their tilakas. You can see this three parampara, even the paramparas, the four paramparas which I was saying. In that, there is the differences. There is Madhva parampara, there is Sri parampara. You can see Sri parampara, they have a tilak. And in the center, they have a red tilak. Because Sri parampara is Lakshmi Devi. They keep Lakshmi on their forehead. The lotus feet of the Lord and Lakshmi. And Madhvas, you can see there is a stage like on the nose, and then they keep that tilak. So they have their own explanation, their understanding. And this I have already explained. Like forehead, it is the lotus feet of the Lord and Tulsi Maharani on the nose. Accepting both Lord and the devotee, your devotee, surrendering unto. And why should we apply tilaka? Definitely. Because applying tilaka, I am accepting myself that this body is a temple. It's a place for Lord's residence. It is not a graveyard. When a forehead is empty, it is equivalent to a graveyard. So in that way, you apply it. That means we give a message to others and we ourselves accept that this body is a residence of the Supreme Lord Krishna. It's very simple. So we always be cautious. Oh, Krishna is residing. What I do? Definitely Krishna is saying in that way. Okay. And it is important. You ask something about Vibhuti also. Yes, a devotee of Lord Shiva, he just applies Vibhuti. It's another thing. Nothing wrong. Whatever you are applying is fine. But ultimately, you have to remember the Lord. And if you are worshipping some demigods, that's also fine. Nothing wrong in it. But you should understand who is ultimate, who is the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, always there's a confusion. Who is the God? Many times, even whenever I want to divert the topic, but in our schools, they say this, oh, Hindus, you don't know who is your God also. You have so many gods. We have only one God. Something like this. Yes, when we are ignorant, many come to teach us. Once we understand what is the scriptures, who is God, there is no need that we have to take any guidance from others. Okay? Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, bro. So those were the questions, bro. Now, Survi Mataji has raised hand.
Yes, Surabhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So I have a few questions for today. First is Lord Vishnu has taken.
First, my question, Mataji.
Yes, sir.
Where were you so many days?
So I was here only. I just wanted to ask the questions personally because you shared the number also with me.
Yeah.
So I thought I would,
But I was not able to see you yesterday and day for these 2 days, I think.
I just didn't put up the questions. I was taking the class.
Yeah. Okay, Mataji. Please do.
So Lord Vishnu has taken many avatars. Why is it that we only talk about Krishna consciousness? Why is there no Rama consciousness or Narayan consciousness?
Yes. So materially, in being in this material world, we understand that Krishna is an avatara, correct, of Lord Vishnu. But actually, Krishna is the source of all. Krishna's expansion is Lord Vishnu. Not Vishnu's expansion is Krishna. Okay. For this material world, not only many think that, oh, Krishna is one among all the 10 avatars. So he's coming from Lord Vishnu. Actually, say only 10 avatars. Actually, Jaydev Goswami says this because for our limited knowledge, something we have to give. Otherwise, if you say unlimited, we are not able to understand. We have something like rocks in the well. No, so you give something, oh, 10 avatars, this is great. Oh, then we understand. Yes, Lord is having 10 avatars. But when you read Bhagavatam, it said there are 22 avatars, there Sukadeva Goswami explains. And finally, he says that Lord's avatars is something like the waves of the ocean. Never ever can even count it. Or even for 1 minute, there's so many waves coming. So in that way, there's so many avatars, innumerable forms of the Lord. And source of all the forms, it is Sri Krishna. This will be you will be able to understand this in the higher studies. When you come for Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, till then, to make us simplified, because we all worship Lord Vishnu, we say that Krishna is the expansion or avatar. Okay.
So as for now, is it okay to understand that Krishna consciousness, particularly the Krishna that we are learning here, is different, and the avatar Krishna, the Vishnu's avatar Krishna, is different?
All the same, Mataji. All Vishnu Tattvas are same. There's no difference between Rama and Krishna. There is no difference between Krishna and Narsimha. There's no difference between Kurma Avtara or Varaha Avtara, whatever it might be. It's all the same. It's all the expansions. That's why we need a little bit higher knowledge to understand. There are 6 kinds of avatars. Leela Avtara, Manvantara Avtara, Guna Avtara, Yuga Avtara, Tyavesha Avtara. So somewhere you'll be able to understand when you come for the higher studies. So what is this Avtara? Avtara is nothing but somewhere. So 1 second. So it is something you'll come to understand in the higher studies, that what is the difference between expansion? We are also part and parcel of the Lord. Vishnu Tattva is also part and parcel. We are also part and parcel. What is the difference in this? So it takes time.
Also, Prabhuji, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard that Lord Krishna used to worship Lord Shiva. So if he is a devotee of another Lord, I don't understand this. Whom are we going to worship? Are we studying about Lord?
This is our material defects, Mataji. We want someone to be superior. We cannot see everyone in equal platform. So actually, you can see the stories also. You can see the story of Sudama, where Krishna makes Sudama to sit on the throne. Krishna, and he washes the feet of Sudama. And he takes the water and sprinkles on his head. And all the wives, all the queens, 16,108, is this sprinkle. They give him the greatest position. Then they cannot become superior to Krishna. No? In Narada Muni was worshipped. The same way Lord Rama or Krishna, they are worshipping Lord Shiva. Vaishnavanam yata Shambhu. The greatest devotee of Lord is Shiva. That's why it said Vaishnava. Vaishnava means a devotee. Vaishnavanam yata Shambho. Shambho, it is Shiva. Is a great devotee. So wherever you go to any temple of Vishnu, you can see the Kshetrapalaka as Shiva. He'll be the protector of that dham. Even Vrindavan, Dwaraka, wherever you can see that there is a Shiva temple in the entrance. That is, he is the protector. He is the Kshetrapalaka. And to come to this matter, many have a different ideology of Shiva and Vishnu. Actually, both are same. Both are same. That's why in this Brahma Samhita, Brahma explains this. He gives, see, we are being very ignorant, we may not be able to understand that. So they give you an example. Vishnu is nothing but like milk, and Shiva is something like curd. So both are same and both are different. Even curd is milk product. Milk and curd both are same, but there is a difference also. It is sour and this is sweet. In that way, there is different and both are equal. Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. If no questions, then we'll wind up. Yes. Sridhar Prabhu. You should unmute, Prabhu. Sridhar HN Prabhu, you have to unmute. Yes. Now you can speak.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಭು. ಬೃಂದಾವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಗಿಡಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅವರು ಬರ್ತಾರ ಈಗ್ಲೂ?
ಹೌದು, ಸದಾ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನಿದೆ?
ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ, ನೀವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಇವಾಗ?
ಹೌದು,
ಮನೆ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
1% ಮಾತ್ರ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. 99% ನಿಮ್ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಬೃಂದಾವನದಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾಕಿಲ್ಲ? ಸದಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಬೃಂದಾವನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಬರ್ತಾರ ಈಗ್ಲೂ ಅಂತ?
ಬರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಭು, ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸದಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸದಾ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಇನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರು, ಹೋಗೋದು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬೃಂದಾವನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಲೋಕ ಬೃಂದಾವನ, ಈ ಭೌಮ ಬೃಂದಾವನ ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲು ನಾವು ಭಕ್ತರಾಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾವಾಗಾದ್ರೂ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಯೋಗಿಗಳು ಗಂಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಳುಗಿ ಯಮುನಾದಲ್ಲಿ ತೇಳೋದು ನೋಡಿದೀರಾ?
ಕೇಳಿದೀವಿ.
ಒಂದು ಸಾಧಾರಣ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಯೋಗಿ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಕಿರಣಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಕುಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೂರ್ಯಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕೈಯನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ ಚಂದ್ರಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳನ್ನ ಕಿತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಭಗವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಭು? ನಾವ್ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲೇ ಅದನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಬಾವಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕುಂತ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಸಮುದ್ರನ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಹೌದು.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಚೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಭಕ್ತನಾಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಭಕ್ತನಾದ್ರೆ ಭಗವಂತನ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ತಾನೆ, ಭಗವಂತನ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಕಟಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ರಿವೀಲಿಂಗ್. ಆವಾಗ ಅಜ್ಞಾನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ 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 ಪ್ರಕಟ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಸುರಭಿ ಮಾತಾಜಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಭಕ್ತನಾಗದೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡ್ದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ
ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಪ್ರಭು. ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಅವ್ರು ತೋರ್ಸೋದು. ಓ, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಬರೋದು, ನೈಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಡೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಖಂಡಿತ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಖಂಡಿತ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರು ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು ಹಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಮರ್ತೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಪ್ರಭು, ಯಾವ ಜಾಗ ಅದು? ನಿಧಿವನ್. ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಧಿವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಒಂದು ಪಾಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೈಟ್ ಯಾರು ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ಹಂಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರಂಗ್ ನೈಟ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅರೆ ಭಗವಂತನ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇರಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಷ್ಟುವರೆಗೂ ನಾವ್ ಇದ್ರೂನು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಆದ್ರೂ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಒಂದೇನೆ. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸದಾ ಆತನ ಲೀಲೆಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ? ಭೌತಿಕನೇ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಭೌತಿಕನೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಮಾಯೆಯ ಪ್ರಭಾವದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಭ್ರಮೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾವು. ಓಕೆ
ಗುರುಜಿ.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿನುತಾ ಮಾತಾಜಿ.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಅದೇ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಡೌಟ್ ಒಂದು. ಏಕಾದಶಿ ಅದು ಉಪವಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳು ತಿನ್ಬಹುದು, ಧಾನ್ಯಗಳು ತಿನ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ ತರಕಾರಿ ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ ಸೇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ.
ಏಕಾದಶಿ ದಿವಸನ ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು,
ತರಕಾರಿ
ತಿನ್ಬೋದು, ಕ್ಯಾರೆಟ್ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು, ತಿನ್ಬೋದು. ಇಂಥದ್ದು ಬೀನ್ಸ್ ತಿನ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಬೀಜ ಇರೋಂಥ ತಿನ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಬಟಾಣಿ ತಿನ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಬೀಜ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ತರಕಾರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು. ಇನ್ನೂ ಸರಳ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಭೂಮಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದು ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು. ಗೆಡ್ಡೆ ಗೆಣಸು ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಹಣ್ಣು ಹಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಉತ್ತಮ. ತಿನ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಇಸ್ಕಾನಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೂಡ ತಿಂತಾರೆ. ಹಲವಾರು ಏಕಾದಶಿ ದಿವಸನೇ ನೂರಾರು ತರದ ಐಟಮ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದೋಸೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಡ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ವಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ತಿನ್ನೋರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಧಾನ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪ್ಪು ಅದು ಇದು ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ಏಕಾದಶಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ? ಹಣ್ಣು ಹಾಲು ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ರೆಕಮೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಇವಾಗ ದೋಸೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅದು ಅಕ್ಕಿಯಿಂದಾನೇ ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ. ಅವರು ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಹಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ? ಗೆಣಸಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಗೆಣಸಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಂತಾರೆ. ಏನಕ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟು? ಇವು ಪ್ರತಿ ದಿನ ತಿಂತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಏಕಾದಶಿ ದಿವಸ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಏನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಕೆಲವ್ರು ಆದ್ರೆ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋರ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡು. ಅವಾಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೊಂಥರ ತೃಪ್ತಿ, ಏಕಾದಶಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಉಪ್ಪು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೇನೆ ಮುರಿದೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ರಾಕ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ರಾಕ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಉಪ್ಪು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆದ್ರೂ ಸರಿ. ಇನ್ನ ಧನಿಯಾ ಪುಡ್ರ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಮುರಿದೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಏನೇ ಧಾನ್ಯ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಮುರಿದೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ, ಗಮನ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸುಮ್ನೆ. ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ವರ್ಷ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು, ಹಂಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ತಿಂದಿತ್ತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲನು ವರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರು. ನಂತರ ಬಂದು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಾಬುದಾನ ತಿನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ಸಾಬುದಾನ ತಿಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ನಾನ್ ವೆಜ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಮೀನುಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಿಷಿನ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರು. ನೋಡಿ ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಏಕಾದಶಿ ಮುಗ್ದೋಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹಾಲು ಹಣ್ಣು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೊರತುಪಡಿಸಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಡ. ಹಾಲು ಕೂಡ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಕುಡಿಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಾಪಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಭೌತಿಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕಲ್ಮಶ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಾಪಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಶುದ್ಧ ಭಕ್ತರಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಇದೊಂದು 36 hours ಅದೇನು ಅಂದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
36 hours ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಸೂರ್ಯಾಸ್ತಮ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಾನು ತಿಂದಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾಳೆ ಏಕಾದಶಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ಇವಾಗ ನೆನ್ನೆ ಏಕಾದಶಿ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲದಿಂದ
ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲದ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ತಿಂದಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಬರೀ ಏಕಾದಶಿಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಹಂಗೆ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೂರ್ಯ ಮುಳುಗಿದ ನಂತರ ತಿನ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಆರೋಗ್ಯ
ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲದಿಂದ
5 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಸೂರ್ಯಾಸ್ತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಇವತ್ತು ಸೂರ್ಯ ಉದಯದ ನಂತರ ಆ ಫಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗ 36 ಗಂಟೆ ಮೇಲೆ. ಓಕೆ,
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಭು.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಬರೀ ಏಕಾದಶಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆರೋಗ್ಯದ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೂರ್ಯಾಸ್ತ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ತಿನ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಅದ್ರ ನಮ್ ಜೀವನ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 10-11 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ತಿನ್ನೋದಾಗಿದೆ. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅದೊಂಚೂರು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸಾರಿ, ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನಾ. We have to practice in our life that you have to last meal should be before sunset. So somewhere, at least now if you are eating at 11 or 10 something, you can practice to make little bit more shorter, like 9 o'clock is our last meal, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. In this way, day by day, you can practice that. Okay. Yes, thank you. Okay, thank each and everyone who have gathered here for this participation in this session. Let us chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra and wind up. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Yes, Manjunath Prabhu. I know that to wish my daughter you are rising. Yes, actually today my daughter's birthday, Varsha, and she is studying in the 9th standard. Good, she's more engaging in the Krishna consciousness. She does many kirtan and chanting. To her limitations, she's engaging in the devotional service also. I think Varsha. So I request everyone to pray for her so that she should become more sincere in Krishna consciousness and should be a very dear devotee and engage more and more in the Lord's service. Right now.
We can say one more time Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Give you the option to unmute. You all can say Hare Krishna and leave the session.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Prabhu.
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Prabhu.
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna
Hare.
Mataji, Manjunath
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhu.
Vasant Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Mataji,
Prabhu.
Hare
Please ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡ
Hare
ಆಯ್ತಾ?
Krishna, Prabhu.
Geeta Mataji, Hare Krishna. Mamata Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Praveen Kumar Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Jai Sudha Mataji, Hare Krishna. Savita Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Vinita Mataji and Nagaraj Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Sridhar Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Chandrasekhar Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Raju Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Sunat Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna to all. Thank you all for joining the session. We'll continue chapter 11 tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.